All right. This video is a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, and I'll probably have this on the news channel and the car channel, kind of be a crossover video. But I got to talk about this. So Lee Zeldin just did an interview with Maria Bartiromo over on Fox Business. Now, we know Lee Zeldin has been pulling back money and grants and, trying to do things that would save U.S. citizens money, right? Like not go to just pet projects or BS Green New Scam things, right? What I didn't expect from Lee Zeldin is for him to talk about cloud seeding, contrails. I 100% did not expect this at all. But the EPA has now dropped a whole page on the website where you can go to epa.gov/contrails. Bam. And they have things where you can submit questions, you can submit evidence, you can submit all kinds of stuff to have a conversation with the EPA about it. That's like super transparent. I can't tell you at any time in my lifetime that the government actually gave a rat's ass what anybody thought, period. Needless to say, let me run that part of the interview here, and you guys can tell me what you guys think, because, even mentioning I'm just shocked. I'm at a loss for words here. I can't believe he did it, but he did. Roll the clip.
And you've been able to really cut a lot of that out, right, Lee? I mean, you went in there trying to understand specifically where the wasteful spending is, and you started cutting aggressively. Where are you in that process in terms of cuts?
The grants, over $22 billion, are canceled. The biggest pot of money was from the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. It was part of the Inflation Reduction Act. $20 billion were parked at an outside bank towards the end of the Biden administration, given through 8 pass-throughs, in many cases going through additional pass-throughs, self-dealing in conflicts of interest with former Obama, Biden officials, Democratic donors getting access to money, unqualified recipients, reduced agency oversight. Those grants are canceled. Right now, the plaintiffs, the recipients are now litigants. So we're in court in the D.C. Circuit with regards to the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, and we're confident that we made the right decision. We're very confident that we made the right decision on behalf of the American taxpayer. There was no alternative. This was a responsibility of ours to be a good steward of tax dollars, to institute a zero-tolerance policy towards waste and abuse, and not to be paying off all these well-connected left-wing friends of the Biden administration.
Yeah, and these were career professionals in some regard at the EPA. Do you believe that you've made these cuts lawsuit-proof? Can you give us your expectation on the timeline of being in court with all of this stuff as, the critics and the friends of the Biden administration try to stop you in this?
Well, the Supreme Court made it clear that where there is a contract that the government is choosing, in this case, to terminate grants, if the recipient has a complaint, it's something that goes to the Court of Federal Claims to debate, to argue, to litigate a alleged breach of contract claim. The problem is that what the plaintiffs have been doing across this country with different cases is that they seek out activist judges at the district court level instead of going to the Court of Federal Claims, and they don't care what the Supreme Court has previously ruled in that Department of Education case. So we're confident that we made the right decision, that we should not allow waste and abuse. We should not be lighting billions of dollars on fire. What the Democrats did when they had one-party rule to allow billions of dollars to go out the door like this is something that I believe that the American public, the will of the American people, after they spoke last November, requires us to stop it. And that's something that we are fully prepared to litigate in any courtroom in America.
Well, there's also such an egregious way about doing some of it because they were trying to send out all that money like weeks before President Trump's inauguration. Right. I mean, they were trying to get, whatever money they had left. They wanted to send it to all their, quote unquote philanthropies before President Trump got in there and put you to work and others to work to actually get rid of this stuff. Right.
Yeah, they were amending account control agreements 1 week before Inauguration Day, January 13th of 2025. They were still amending the agreement for the purpose of reducing agency oversight.
That's right.
And in their own words, they were caught on camera, Biden EPA officials talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic.
Yeah, that's
the gold bars are tax dollars off the Titanic means they know they were wasting it.
So the EPA releasing new resources, giving Americans total transparency on questions surrounding geoengineering and contrails, the line-shaped clouds seen coming out of airplane exhaust systems, Lee. What do you want to tell us about this? You say Americans are going to have access to all the information that you have.
Correct. I want the public to know whatever EPA knows. I want the public to know whatever information I come in contact with. Yesterday, we put websites up at epa.gov/contrails and epa.gov/geoengineering. And all I care about is facts. And this is what happened when I started these meetings over the course of these last few months, sitting down with people, whether they're inside of our agency or it's meetings, conversations, gathering information at other agencies. I just want facts, truth. There are questions that are out there. What are the answers? No bias, just put out to the American public answers to their questions. And here's one of the problems over the course of years on so many different topics. The American public will ask questions and then government just won't dedicate any time or energy towards answering the American public's questions. And as a result, there's a distrust of government that ends up forming. We're here as representatives of the people. This is a republic. And whether you're serving an elected office or you're coming and working at a federal agency, it is our duty every single day, all day long, to make the American people proud in doing our jobs, fulfilling our oath, fulfilling our statutory obligations. And in this case, questions are asked. It's our duty to find answers. I want the American public to know whatever I know, whatever the agency knows.
Let me ask you about AI. The administration is definitely putting a focus on AI as well as a focus on nuclear power. All hands on deck. You and Doug Burgum and Chris Wright have talked about nuclear power. But the AI angle here is important because AI has become so efficient. Managers and CEOs have told me that AI efficiency is, of course, going to cut out jobs. So what do we do to ensure that those people losing a job as a result of AI efficiency can find another job where you're actually prioritizing, like nuclear and like other opportunities within this government?
Well, first off, we have no choice but to win this AI race to make America the AI capital of the world. There is no alternative. We have to do everything in our power to increase baseload power. That creates jobs. That brings down energy costs. That improves us economically, national security. I would argue it helps our environment, too, because we produce energy better than so many other countries around the world. And more economic prosperity in our country means more jobs in other sectors, more people here spending money. A more prosperous country helps Americans everywhere. So we have to win this race.
Yeah, and I love all the executive orders that President Trump has signed with regard to nuclear. I know you're working hard on that as well. Lee, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Maria.
All right, Lee Zeldin joining us. We'll be right back.
So he talks about a bunch of different stuff in there, not just contrails, but they talk about the grants and all the other kind of stuff. But I think it's important for you guys to hear the whole thing in context. I don't want to just clip out one piece, but I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you think about what was said and the fact that he said that, they have to be accountable to the American people? Is it just talk? Because I can tell you right now, one of the things, I see the comments all the time when we're talking about emissions or EPA stuff. People are like, who cares about tailpipe emissions? What about the contrails? What about the planes? And I'm not laughing like I'm laughing at those people. I just think I think it's funny to see government officials now, like Lee Zeldin, the administrator of the EPA, create an entire page on the EPA website to address it. Jesus, that's insane, man. I don't know how to make it any. That is so crazy. Not in a bad way. It's in a good way. The fact that there's even a discussion. Look, even if some of the stuff is BS, right? The fact that they are caring enough to listen to the American people and hear where they're coming from is absolutely huge. But I leave the question to you. What do you think about, well, we're going to start one in the comments, I'm sure. What do you think about contrails? What do you think about cloud seeding? I've saw a bunch of videos and stuff recently about, oh, it was cloud seeding, it was contrails that caused the issue in Texas. I'm not going to say that. I don't know that to be a fact. But could have had some involvement. I don't know. I don't have the facts in front of me. But it's definitely getting the conversation started. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.